So we're looking at the New England Patriots, who is in a huge rebuild. They are definitely, obviously, no Tom Brady, no Bill Belichick era anymore. It's just a straight, clean slate. No Mac Jones kind of thing. No project with that. It's the Drake May, uh, Jacoby Brissett train right now. Brissett is mainly going to probably start, but Drake May will definitely come in and probably take the role eventually. I think they're trying to preserve him, make sure that he does get his playing time. But this is a team that's going to have uh, their worst season, I feel like, probably in a long time. It's a dark cloud in Foxborough. They're not a good team. They're not ready to compete. They're nowhere near anything. It's just a lot of people that are just trying to put pieces together and trying to figure out how do we build the culture again for New England to be competitive once again. So right now, it's not going to happen. It's going to take a couple years, man, until we see progression. If they can get there with their draft picks and their signings, and if free agents actually want to go there, um, But the empire is dead. It's been dead for a little bit now, but it's reached its climax of how bad it is. It's just not the same right now. Obviously, it's super gloomy, and I mean they're gonna be like this for a while. They were 4-13 last year, 1-8 at home, 3-5 away, 2-4 in the division. Scored 236 points, gave up 366 points, 28th in passing yards 180.5, 26 in rushing yards 95.7, 31st in points for with 13.9, and 15th in points against with 21.5. If anything, that's positive is the defense. But again, this is a team that is just trying to figure out who they are and how to compete in the NFL again. So looking at the New England Patriots um, roster, you can have the offense, which is three wide receiver, one tight end set. Start with left tackle Okafor. Yeah, he's looking for a second chance. Definitely played for the Steelers, didn't go so well, so he's looking for that second chance here in New England. Left guard, Sal. Inexperienced. I mean, no, don't know much about the guy, but inexperienced and trying to be. He's young. He's just learning how to play in the league, and I mean, like I said, don't know much about him, so it just seems like very inexperienced. At center, you got David Andrews, who's the ninth best center for my top 10 list. Honestly, worked wonders. Definitely a great center since the end of the league. Great leader on the line, and definitely ready to go. Just a guy that definitely made the Mac Jones era, like, especially for him, in terms of him. It made him confident enough uh, to be able to have enough time and continue to play his brand of style of football. So David Andrews. I mean, like I said, good leader, great. Right guard, Robinson, draft pick. They needed the offensive line, which is they need a lot, but Robinson's a good start to it. I think it just gives them a piece in the offensive line, which they're trying to build up. I think Robinson can be good, and we'll see how he plays out in the NFL. Can't say what he's gonna do, but it's a good draft pick for them because of the need that they needed there. At right tackle, they got Anunwu. Mike Anunwu was number 4 on the right tackle list. Um, Honestly, stout. Honestly, if it were up to me, I'd probably move him to left. I think he's going to be more reliable there, especially going up against some of the best pass rushers. Make sure that the protection's right for Brissett and May later in the year. I believe he'll be playing. So overall, I mean, yeah, having a Nunu is fantastic. It's a good thing to have one or two guys that are reliable. They can kind of feed off of the line, and try to make these guys, more disciplined and ready to play on Sundays. Again, the QB is going to be Brissett right now. He's a bridge player to Drake May. They picked Drake May. He's the future. Um, and I mean, he's looking really good from college. So give it time. May will come out. But right now, Brissett's just a bridge player. He's going to come out and do what he needs to do. Try to make plays. Try to win the game for guys, for the team. Running back, you got Ramondre Stevenson, who's an honorable mention running back. I believe he was also on the top 10 list at one point. So he's a good back. He's a reliable back, elusive, good receiving back. and just all over the field. Honestly, they're going to feed him the ball. I feel like a lot. I think they're going to definitely rely on him a lot. So, Ramondre Stevenson's in for I think a pretty decent year this year with numbers. Um, the receiving core, it's all young, man. So Demario Douglas, he's young, he's got potential. His stats looking like he can be a guy. So overall, it's just a matter of time to develop him. On the other side, they have a really great draft pick in Polk from UW. I think he was great with obviously O'Dunes and McMillan. They had a great receiving core. So Polk is a guy that not many people really address, but I think this is a great pick for him. I think it's going to pay well for New England, and I think he could be really good out here and turn into an elite receiver. And then you have KJ Osborne, who was a solid slot guy. Definitely a pretty good player in Minnesota. Helped out with the Jeffersons of the world. So I think Osborne's nice, and he's young, but he brings the veteran leadership to help Polk and Demario Douglas, I think, to the receiving core. And tight end, Hunter Henry. I mean, he has good production. He's obviously not thrown to as much, but he's not bad. He's a solid choice. Good guy to have on the team. Maybe he'll produce even more this year. At the defensive level, we got a 3-4 base, and it starts with DN White. I mean, he's young. The potential, we'll see how it goes, but he's just young, man. He's trying to get to where he needs to go. So overall, I got Young there. Um, Godko is the D tackle. He's a veteran guy. He's been in the league for a while. He's produced, so good for them. They're going to need a D tackle for sure in the future. Um, right now, not bad. So having a veteran is always nice. The DN Iqualu, he is 30, so I don't really know much about him. He doesn't seem like he's played a lot in the NFL, so it really just depends on what happens with him and his development. I'm not saying that he's going to be a mega star. He probably just needs to make a couple plays for this team, for the defense. Um, Linebacker wise, you do have Jennings at the outside position. I think he's a solid linebacker. Um, I think that personally, he's had some pretty good stats. He can definitely get better. Still a solid choice. I think it's gonna be good. Bentley at the left inside linebacker. He's a leader. He's a solid leader. Tackling machine. Definitely gonna get it done. Definitely a playmaker. Ready to go. Instinctual for sure. Um, Looking at Tavai, the other side. He's solid. Good numbers for him. He could provide for them definitely. Um, and then Uche, bounce back year, I believe, for him. He's a guy that can do double-digit sacks. I do believe in that, and he's got some stuff there. I like him as edge rusher for the team. For the corners, you got Jonathan Jones, who's good. Um, Nothing too flashy. Just he's a good corner. Um, Gonzalez at the corner. I think he's gonna break out this year. More of a bigger role for him. I think he's got potential to be a corner one. So yeah, I mean, good draft when they drafted him. So overall, I see positivities with him. At the nickelback, I got Marcus Jones. He just needs to step up and play a bigger role now. So we will see how it goes. I think he's got a lot of good potential for this guy. With the safeties, you're gonna have Jabril Peppers, who's honorable mention. He's done a great job since being in New England. I think he's revived his career. He's done a great job of just being a part of the field and making turnovers. And then Kyle Duggar at strong safety, number 7 on the list for strong safeties. I mean, honestly, he plays uh, a lot bigger than he is and makes plays, dude. So that's all you can ask for. But he makes plays. He's a good dude. Definitely a good player to have on the team, a leader. Um, yeah, the special team position. Um, Kicker, Joey Sly, he's not fantastic. Great. He did not have a great year, so we'll see how he bounce back. They have a good punter. And Marcus Jones, solid. Having him there. He's been great returner for them, as well as now having to be a nickelback. So overall, not bad. They got some bright spots on the team. It's just a lot to kind of put together to make a successful year this year at least. So looking at the Patriots schedule, green arrows mean wins. That's where we're at. They're not going to win many games. They're probably going to be one of the worst teams in the league. They're going to build on the draft. That's how they're going to build this team. Maybe some free agents, but right now you got to start from somewhere, and I think it's the draft for them. Yeah, I mean they just got to start from scratch, dude, and that's just how it is sometimes. New England, man. Let's still look at the whole schedule and explain why I just see two green arrows. So first of all, week one's at Cincinnati. They're not being Cincinnati at home at on the road. That with that roster, that depth chart, no. Bengals are better. Playing the Seahawks at home. Seattle's a lot better. The Jets a lot better. So they'll lose there. Lose to the Niners because it's in San Fran. They're not there. They're definitely going to lose to the Dolphins. They're better. Texans, they're losing there. Jaguars, Jets, you know. The only wins are the Titans and the Cardinals. The rest of them, Bears lose, Rams lose, Dolphins lose, Colts lose, Bills definitely because the Bills, even though they have lost some people, I think Josh Allen's not going to let the New England Patriots just come in and just steal one um, at all. So um, yeah, and then obviously the Chargers and the Bills. So yeah, 2-15. That's just the record. They're just not ready for anything. They don't have a good roster, and not because they're terrible. It's just the inexperience and the lack of any kind of stars is making this team really hard to really compete, especially in an NFL landscape right now where there is some of these bad teams have become good. So overall, the Patriots right now are bad, and that's how it is. Definitely they are looking forward to the draft because this season will not go according to plan.